Hello everyone. Today you're going to watch me attempt to remove this ramp from the back of my new van and near enough kill myself at least 3 times. This was probably one of the most grueling work days I've ever done, so I hope you enjoy watching. So I think I've got as many tools as a surgeon does here, and I've got no idea how I'm going to take this thing off. The buyer is coming tomorrow, so I've got to figure it out somehow. I think the best bet is to just start loosening stuff and see what happens. Now don't be deceived by the fact this can be operated by one person, because it certainly did deceive me. Okay, that doesn't bode well. This thing is heavy. In fact, I reckon this weighed roughly 125 kilos. Not much of an issue if the ramp is down, but it turns out I'm going to have to do this with the ramp up. This is because when the ramp was down, it completely restricted access to all of the bolts. Now, after I filmed this video, I was made aware of a thing called a nut splitter, which had I known about it when filming the video would have made my life a lot easier. I just thought it was a wrestling move or something like that. So if you've got some seized fixings in your van, consider getting a nut splitter. Alternatively, watch me attack them using every other method under the sun. For the first method, I chose to channel my inner Jeremy Clarkson and just go straight for the blowtorch. It did absolutely nothing. So then I decided to soak them in WD-40. Right, there we go. We'll leave that to sit for a little bit. These ones are going to be the real problems because they are proper big boys. And they're bolted through from this side here. That one I've managed to loosen, but these ones up here, absolute nightmare. Oh, I've just realised I forgot one. This is one thing I completely forgot I had until last night, a 1/2-inch socket driver. That should help. Quick brush down first with the old steel brush, and then it's going to be pretty noisy. So I managed to get the nut about halfway down the bolt, and then they just completely welded together. No movement up, no movement down, nothing. Damn. So I had to resort to other means. The second one, which you can just about see poking out at the back there, was not so easy to cut out. So don't worry, I'm not that much of a barbarian. I was using cutting fluid as well. But look at some of these lovely blue shavings I was getting off of it. Yeah, have it. Have it. Ah! Oh, look at that. Straight down the middle. Straight down the middle. I can't believe it's taken this many tools to get bolts out. To unbolt the other side, I resorted back to other means such as the impact wrench and the reciprocating saw. As before, the success rate of this was about 50%. The worst bit, however, being the fact I had hot metal raining on me throughout the entire time. This is the only trick I've got left. An old angle grinder with a cutting disc in it that fortunately I found in my workshop. I'm going to pop this on, so if this blows up, it at least protects my face. I don't know anymore. Looks like rain's coming in as well. Can it still put out any fires? Turns out a number of bolts did require the ramp to be lowered in order to undo. By the way, check out my porcupine impression. All of that stuck to my back is sharp metal. It well stung. Don't judge me. Yes! Ow! I then had to remove the internal shelving in order to get access to the remaining bolts. Right, I finally got access to these bolts. Time to drill them out. Right, I got 3 more, and I believe they're under this. Now, had I looked a little closer, I probably would have noticed that there was no way this plate was going to move with the ramp being down. So, precariously, I lifted the ramp into the closed position to release the tension from the plate. Right, this could go really terribly wrong. Safety first. Now it was unbolted, I had no support from the hydraulic thingy on the left there. So I was responsible for the entire weight of the ramp in quite possibly the most awkward position. That is all the access I need. So now I can get access to these two Allen keys here and also this bolt that was hidden underneath this. Also, I've got one more over that side to finish off, which I think I'll just drill out again. And then we are done. Look, this is how stupid it's getting. I don't have mole grips nor a second person, so I'm having to resort to using these little 2-inch G-clamps. Well, it was off camera, but I almost just decapitated myself when this plate came off. I had my head under here and I was knocking off the final bolt, completely forgetting that that was no longer bolted in place, and it just dropped like that far from my head. Good job I had my safety goggles on, eh? And now, in theory, this whole plate should come up. Yes! Yes! Ow! Oh. I'm so happy. From there, it was just a case of packing up my tools and wrestling the ramp into a presentable condition ready for the buyer. Because I was so focused on the job at hand, I completely forgot to turn the camera on for this, but here's how presentable I managed to make it. While waiting for the buyer, I reflected on what's probably the most physically unpleasant day's work I've ever done. Awkward positions, hot, sharp metal raining down on me, handling dangerously heavy goods for hours on end, all within the 24-hour collection window I was given. Alone. If you do this sort of thing for a living, fair play to you. Thanks as always for watching. In the next video we're going to focus on stripping the inside of the van and filling the holes left over by this ramp. I'll see you then.